Whew. Right, hello and welcome to the Savvy Gadgets channel with me, Ian, otherwise known as Van, and today's live stream for Project Zomboid. And today we're going to be revisiting the nightmare of the refugee camp. The sheer number of zombies in that area is just insane. I thought the military checkpoint was bad enough. The refugee camp is much worse. I managed to get through there last week and get to the place where we usually base up in Louisville. So that was getting from the checkpoint and the refugee camp up there wasn't actually as bad as actually getting through the checkpoint. I managed to make it back through. The vehicle was quite badly damaged because you just couldn't help but hit zombies left, right and centre. I have rebuilt the van with one of my crafting characters. But Van Crafty, bless him, and all that's saying in him, needs to go down and needs to do some more carpentry work. Because honestly, we've got that. I also need to find the next carving book, because I need to carve more baseball bats. And on that kind of a note, we have to report some sad news. Supertone's crafting character, T-Crafter, also died this week. And not because of a zombie, for the same reason that my characters have died. Somehow he managed to come along here, and there was a set of stairs here, as you can see, the rubble. And somehow he managed to walk up the stairs and walk off and die, just like my character did last week. Only I fell off of the bridge base. So it's not a happy event, to be sure. I just need to make sure I've got some food in the back. Yeah, I've got food, some baseball bats, bits and bobs. I might grab some more cans. I've got a pipe wrench. Right, so, because one of the problems I had last week was I was trying to... I've actually got some axes in the back there. Because I'm going to need to cut down some trees. I've got a welding torch, which I probably don't need. A standard performance tyre. Again, I don't need that in the back of the car. Or the welding torch. So we'll get rid of those over here. Well, we'll get rid of the tyre over here. This is where I'm dumping all of the good stuff that I find for the cars. Excuse me. So I have several characters made up, ready to go to perform the different tasks that I need them to, because one of the other problems I've had is leveling up electricians. Oh, there we go. There's welding torch. Welding torch, just there. Yeah, right. Okay. So I built another specialised character, an electrician, and that's all he's going to do. He's just going to go along and plumb in generators. Because in order to do that, you need an electrician level 3, and you need to have read the book. Now, the magazine, How to Use Generators. Now, the thing is previously you could just read the magazine and you could plumb them in, no problem. So something's changed, and you now need to use the have the right proficiency of skill, which is annoying. And I didn't check for axes, did I? I'm doing really well here. Axes, axes, axes. Axes, 2 axes. Do I take that one? Take that one, maybe? It's got enough food in it, so let's grab the 2 axes. It's got some nice metal baseball bats, which I actually found in the local school. And we will go and raid the local school again. Now, hopefully I won't fall off of the bridge base. So the idea is I'm going to cut down some trees. In fact, what I will do, because I'm here... do I actually have a wood saw? I do have a wood saw. I'm going to cut up some of these logs. I'm going to take some planks with me so I can just start building fences. So I'm going to saw the logs, because I want to put at the bottom of the stairs, the bit where I fell off, the fences. And one of the problems I also had was with the sink. I couldn't plumb the sink in, and I think that's because the room itself isn't enclosed, because it doesn't have doorways. It has openings, but they're not door frames. So I think I need to do those and basically sort that out. And then maybe I can plumb the sink in. I've got the barrels, like these ones up here. And hopefully they've actually got water in them, so I should be able to plumb them in. I might be able to plumb them in immediately, because they've now got water in. There's now something to plumb in too, if you see what I mean. But then I need to actually knock out the stairs. So that it becomes... And even then, it's not truly a floating base, because the second set of stairs that I put up on the side actually have a strut that hits the floor. So everything's on top of that. So, last log. And that will give us 12 planks. Just to kick things off. I think I can only carry 11 though. Because he is built for crafting and not fighting, he's not very strong. He can only carry 6 units of stuff before he becomes dreadfully overloaded and exerted. So we're going to put these in the back, like this. And I'll get rid of the brake as well, because I don't need the brake. I didn't see that before. I know we have a doorknob. We don't have any hinges. I'm not particularly worried about that, because I should be able to pick those up from the debris that the zombies have caused in Westpoint. I need water. Might grab some extra water bottles. And a lighter. Because I still don't have a lighter on this character yet. And that was one of the problems I had, whereas I had... It's all just problems, this character. He really... Right, okay, so let's grab... So actually fill up our water bottle. And then this crate here on the end is chock full of water stuff. We'll grab them. Grab those 3 and we will fill those 3. Because that then gives us about 6 litres of water to use. And we'll put those in the back of the car and then we will go. Now, hopefully, nothing untoward has happened with regards to spawning. And we're not hideously surrounded. Which has been a thing. Hey, super! Okay, I'll check the generator. Just bear with me a second. I have fixed it this week. And Chubby, good morning. Welcome back, sir. Right, perhaps it's down to 76% and needs fuel. Oh, let's have a look. What's my electricity at? It's at level 2. It should hold. It should be fine. What I will do though is I will grab a can. Probably that one. And just fill it up, and then later on today I will read the next electrician book and actually repair it. Yeah, that's fine. The fuel is okay. Turn on. There we go. Sorted. Right, so next disaster averted. We're on our way. Now, if you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. It supports my channel and costs you nothing. There's a tyre in the middle of the road. What the hell? Hope that didn't just fall off my van. Oh, no, don't do that. You just dropped all your water bottles, didn't you, idiot? There it is. Oh, that's better. Right, okay. It wasn't from me either. So that's kind of interesting where that came from. I actually think that's just fallen off the car. Let me just check. Yep, the front left tyre is missing from the vehicle. That was the front left tyre of my car. I said I hoped it didn't fall off. Apparently it did. I've never seen that before. Ever. The fact that the car's still moving is a miracle. But how did that fall off? Why did it fall off? Right, I need to find a heavy-duty tyre for my car now. Alright, so performance tyre, heavy-duty. Right, we'll take that one. Good God, the things you have to go through. I'm going to put that on the floor. What's my mechanics on this character? Terrible. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log out and I'm going to bring in my mechanic character to do this because he's level 10. In fact, he probably did it, which is why it fell off. Anyway, this week, as usual, I've got a Red Bull. So I'm drinking Red Bull, and again, this week with Salt and Vinegar 12s, only this time they're Morrison's. Instead of the ones that I had last week, which are, well, Asda, which were very nice. I've still got the bag. Right, so let's go with... So my Sparks character is the electrician, obviously, because in England we call electricians Sparkies. And then we've got, obviously, Ven Melee, who's the DPS character that I play, Ven Crafty. He's the carpentry carver character. Ven Mech is the character we're interested in. He's the mechanic welder. He's primarily built as a welder, so that he could automatically, from the get-go, start repairing vehicles with the welding skill. He has gone up a little bit. I think he's level 5 welder.
You know, you're not supposed to have your vehicle drop the tire.
It's a bit unusual, isn't it? I'm wondering whether it's because it's a performance rather than anything else. Right, so here he is. So this character is a level 10
I will
mechanic.
not be in game this week when you are. I'm not going to be going live from here.
Okay.
I picked up a couple shifts at work, so.
Yeah, that's fine. That's all groovy, mate. Let's turn the light on.
And next weekend, I will not be here because of Comic-Con.
Indeed. Comic-Con. The joy that is Comic-Con.
Yes, I will be meeting Christopher Lambert. I will be meeting Vincent D'Onofrio. All kinds of people.
Indeed. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I look forward to pictures, mate. So if you want to see those pictures, join the Discord, link in the description below. Right, so let's see if we can actually...
I will have my...
Are you cosplaying on this one?
Oh, yeah.
And what are you going as?
Well, for sure, Raiden from the movie.
Ah, yes, you did say Raiden.
Yes. So, yes, I have a wig and everything.
Was because, of course, Christopher Lambert was Raiden in the original Mortal Kombat movies.
Exactly. I mean, I could get into BDUs and military uniform and go as Gomer Pyle.
As well, yeah.
Or Joker. I'd go up to him if I was dressed as Joker. I'd go, "Is that you, John Wayne? Is it me?" From Full Metal Jacket.
Mm-hmm. Because Vincent D'Onofrio was obviously Private Pile in Full Metal Jacket. Is that you, Private Pile? Great film, great actor.
What is your major malfunction?
This is my
Did
gun.
your mother not nurture you enough?
It's the gun mantra that they have to say. This is my gun. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Its name is whatever. Martha. If you haven't seen the film Full Metal Jacket, it is a brutal war film. The training that they put the recruits through was horrendous.
I did do work on the lake base this
Oh,
week.
okay. How is the new T Crafter doing?
T Crafter, I haven't been on him for a couple days, but
Okay.
I'll probably get on him today.
Right, let's see if the wheel falls off again. It has. It has literally just fallen off the car. I don't get what's going on. It's probably because it's a performance tyre for a heavy-duty vehicle rather than anything else. I don't know. I don't understand why it's falling off.
Why that would actually make any difference.
No, I don't. It's just weird. Tyre. What do you say? It's the only one. Oh. Thank you. The only other thing I can think of, because I've never come across this before in Project Zomboid, where the tyre just falls off of the car. This is a heavy-duty vehicle. That's a heavy-duty tyre. It should stay on the car. Apparently that's not a thing. Not today. Right, so let's just rather than swap characters, let's start grab because it shouldn't matter where it comes from either, because I think I actually snagged it off of one of these vehicles. So let's see if I can just take the tyre off.
May the fourth be with you.
But I've also been doing spark driving. One more delivery drive.
Let's see if I can grab that front. Uninstall. There we go. Let's do that one. It's an item tyre regular rather than a sports model. Shouldn't make a blind bit of bloody difference, as the super says, but apparently it does. So this is really infuriating. I took the tyre off the van previously purely because it was in bad condition. It's down to 11%. In fact, I think the other one, I might have to do a couple of them. Right, so yeah, look, front, right, left tyre. Install the regular tyre. I think one of these back ones is 38, 39, and the other one on the front 61. Okay, great. Tyre pressure is good. That one could probably do with some air. That one could probably do with some air. That one probably could do with some air. Let's see. Shall we? I'm going to drop the jack and the lug wrench in the back of this vehicle. And this one, I've actually got a tyre pump. I'm going to grab the tyre pump. And then I'm going to inflate some tyres. Unreal.
As long as you're not inflating your ego.
You can't inflate that. It's already too high. Yeah, my ego is just full of crispies. That's what it's full of crisps. Salt and vinegar 12s to be precise.
But yes, I actually did a birthday stream yesterday. So
Ah, okay.
because yesterday was my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, mate. Didn't know that.
I am now too dang old. Getting close to 50.
Bro, join the club. In fact, what I'm convinced I should be doing is if this falls over again, I'm just going to use the other van. Okay, and transfer the food over to the other van because that is just ridiculous that the tyres just fall off for no apparent reason.
But you want to know something funny there, Ven?
What's that?
So when I got out to the lake base the other day, there were deer in the lake.
In the lake.
In the lake.
Okay.
Trying to swim.
Well, that could be a thing. Right, so I'm actually going to drive this, rather than just drive it out of the... Yeah, I'm just going to drive it around here just to see if the tyre falls off again. No, I think we've solved it. I think it's because it's a performance tyre. A performance heavy duty tyre, which, like Super says, shouldn't make a blind bit of difference, but obviously it does. Don't quite get it myself.
But then last night when I got on was a rabbit inside of the... And you can take and pick them up out of the lake.
Well, okay, at least it's an easy way to catch a rabbit, right? Right, let's go.
Yeah. It was an easy way to catch a rabbit and deer.
What I'll do is I'll take an empty gas can as well and I'll fill up. Because I think my generator actually doesn't have any power. Not that I can do anything with it until my electrician character turns up. Now let's see if crossing the threshold of this actually makes my tyre fall off again. Because that's what seems to be happening. No, I think we're good. It's just bizarre. It's almost as if it didn't, even though it was the right size, the right kind of tyre, because it was performance, it just wanted to reject the car like a kidney. I don't know. That's just weird. Have I still got the lug wrench?
What movie is this?
If not, I know there's one down at the Moldra base.
I'm going to have to come up and get a couple gas cans for my lake base.
Yeah, that's cool. There are tons sitting on the floor in the Rosewood garage, so just have at it, mate. And plus, there's plenty outside the Rosewood base that you can pinch.
Yeah,
Because
because
we've
I
been
got
playing for a while. Mm. Swing past that zombie.
So yeah, basically though, I got the lake base pretty much built up so far.
Okay.
where it's got the roof on it and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. No, Chubby, the cars don't have any spare tyres, so they don't really come with a spare tyre. And generally they don't come with a jack or a tyre iron or a lug wrench or anything like that. The only way you can get new tyres is if they respawn in like one of the shops like American Tyre, or you take them off of other vehicles.
Yeah, and as I said to Chubby in the chat there, you can put extra tires in the car.
You can, but yeah, they are just like any other item in the game. As long as there's room in the back of the van, you can put one in.
In Build 41, we did see that the one Jeep did have
the option for a spare tyre on it, yeah. You basically... And I think the Hummers did as well, didn't they?
I think it was actually, it wasn't the Jeep. It was the hillbilly truck.
Yeah, and the Hummers. You could put a spare tyre on the Hummers as well.
Yep. But we have yet to see a Humvee in the... I think, was that a mod?
It was a mod, just like the hillbilly truck.
Yeah. So...
Just like the ability to armour up vehicles, which you would have thought would have been something you could do anyway in the vanilla game, but you can't. That was a mod, armouring up your vehicles. And it was a really good mod, I have to say that. It's like you could put bull bars on things and put armour plates over the windows and that was and armour plate the doors and all that sort of thing. It was really pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right, so one of the other things that I've come across in this game, apart from the fact that the respawns aren't working on every single like container item in a shop, because like some you will get like one respawn and the rest don't, or maybe two respawn and the rest don't. The as we've already seen, the video shop, Hit Videos in Muldra, isn't respawning anything at all and had nothing in it to start off with, which was hideous, because that's obviously a great source of building up your character pretty quick, especially if you've been unfortunate enough to have your character get killed off one way or another, however silly or epic it was. But, you know...
head out of the voice here, and
okay.
For those watching Ven's stream, we will catch you. I will be in the voice probably next weekend again.
You'll be voicing it.
I just won't be. I'll be talking about the Comic-Con probably.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. You could do a live stream from Comic-Con.
I thought about that, but they don't allow cameras in some areas.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that's fair enough.
So, yeah. One of those things. So we'll see what I can record.
Okay, cool.
So, all right, talk to you later.
Talk to you later, buddy. Right, okay. Right, so I did actually forget to pick up a lighter, so I'm going to pick up a lighter as well. At least that way I can do the close. Right, so the Muldra base is pretty much up and running. It's got electricity. There's water in the taps because of the barrels that I built. So these two taps here, they've got fresh running water. You've got these 3 barrels here, which you can wash yourself in, because that's tainted water. So we'll just fill up our water. There we go. Now, none of these were restocking, so that's why I made this base an area. Well, made this into a base because obviously none of the shelves were restocking. And on the other end of Mouldra, by the warehouse, I found the white Jeep. This one here. So I towed it down here with the idea of repairing it and getting it up to scratch. But for whatever reason, there's no option to repair the engine at all. Or take parts from it. So it's a bit of a dead donut, that one. And I think it's going to be very similar, assuming I can shut these gates, with the sports car that I found between Westpoint and the military checkpoint. Now, I actually managed to get that going, even though the engine was... Why did that... I just get the horror face? Is there a zombie here? Yeah, there is a zombie here. That was a bit of a surprise. Right, let's eat something, and I'm getting weird. Let's eat the jerky. Getting weird rustly noises in my ears from my setup, which hasn't happened for months. But today it's decided it's going to happen. It usually happens on particular games, Project Zomboid being one of them. Right, so that particular vehicle, the Jeep, which I was hoping to repair and hoping to use as a towing vehicle, is a no-go because it doesn't tow anything at all. It's an extreme disappointment. And then there's the sports car, which I can't really get moving. It starts, moves about 5 feet, and then moves. When it does move, it's really slow. And it has all of its tyres, unlike this van when I first started out. And I'm guessing you just can't mix and match tyres. That's the thing. But for it to blatantly fall off the vehicle is just unreal, because there's no reason for it to do that. So yeah, we'll take another look at that sports car, because I can't see a good reason for it not to move properly. I mean, even if the engine is at 16%, it should still have the power to move it at the speed it should go, but yeah, we are playing the unstable branch, and that's definitely unstable. Right, now hopefully we won't have to do any fighting. I mean, that sort of like eastern side of Westpoint is pretty cleared out. We managed to clear out the sort of like the town area, the mall area, the Stendo's firearms emporium. That was pretty clear. So hopefully we won't get too many Z's visiting us, and I'll be able to sort out the base. The first thing though is to put up those fences. I'm kind of thinking maybe I should just put up some proper walls instead. So that because the problem with the fences is you can still leap over it. Whereas a wall, you actually have to physically press a button to say I want to climb over it. I'm thinking walls may be the better option, to be honest. But then I think with a wall, I've got the problem of actually having to have a support on the outside where I can actually get to it to actually put the wall on it. The trials and tribulations of Project Zomboid. I mean, who'd have thought? Still, this is another area that we spent time clearing out and moving vehicles around so that you can actually get through in the first place. And that wasn't that long ago, but it feels like feels like an eon ago. It really does. If you excuse any naming puns. Alright, so we're now well on our way to Westpoint. Oh, that reminds me, I need to unplug that. Now, that was quite an interesting fight here. Got a few Z's. Just the odd one or two, not particularly worried about them. It's when you get the horde of unrelenting proportions, which we faced down last week. And probably this week again. It's, like I said, I'm not looking forward to that bit. Of course, last week we found the adult dancing club. One of all the Playgirl bunnies that were down there, which that was weird. A strip joint in the middle of nowhere. Right, so this is the south end of Westpoint. The garage is just here-ish. Should be coming up on this side there. There's the electrical substation or whatever it is. Some sort of weird shed. So this is the petrol gas station. Let's avoid hitting those zombies rather than trying to actually plough straight into them. It's just a cluster of 3, which I'm not particularly interested in engaging in. There's another 4x4. Now, the 4x4 was okay at pulling, still not brilliant, but it was okay. It's the blue one that we've got is what I use to move most of the cars out of the way. And here we are at the base. So I'm probably going to need to some logs here. Let's saw up some logs to start off with, whilst keeping an eye out for zombies approaching. There's my previous body over there. Look what's left of it. Now, the bridge itself is actually clear. We can actually go through that, and at some point this set of stairs is just going to go. I'm going to knock it down. And then we're going to use the rope ladder that we put over here to get back up. And of course, all of this is helping with my carpentry experience, and because I have, as one of my skills, crafty, I get experience gains from that. I think I left some nails upstairs as well. Right, so that doesn't have a door, and this other side here doesn't have a door, so I'm going to need to build those, I think. I think that should be enough. And you can see that these two bits of ceiling or flooring above really interferes with what I can see. So let's see if we can build carpentry. Door frame. So let's build a door frame here and a door frame over there, because I think that's what's preventing me from, and even though it probably doesn't have a door on it yet, can I now plumb in the sink? I can now plumb in the sink. So we now have running water. Allegedly. Chrome sink fill. Right, so we've got fresh water. That's the thing. And that's the only difference as well. Oh, and now, look. Those bits over the top, which was blocking my view, have now gone. Yay! Okay, so let's do the next most sensible thing I'm probably going to have to do, and that is build another wooden floor there. And I'm probably going to have to build another one out here and out here so I can actually build that, and then I can dismantle them. Just like this front bit is going to disappear as well. So let's grab another little plank from the floor over here, because there is only one. There is only one plank. We're actually going to need a couple, I guess. So we're going to put that one there. And we're going to grab one from down here. I'm going to saw the log. And we've got plenty of nails. Because one of the other things we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get a an oven from somewhere. And I don't particularly want one of the ovens. I want an electrical oven. I don't want one of the old stove ovens. And I was making a wooden floor, wasn't I? I was doing wooden floors. There we go. Build. Wooden floor. Right, and you can see what I was talking about with that second set of stairs having a connection to the ground. Right, so, okay, let's build a wooden frame. There. Let's turn it around, put one there. Oh, look, carpenter's gone up. And then what we're going to do is probably saw more logs. So that we can actually put... Oh, look! That one doesn't have a thingy on it. And we need to put more fencing over here. And of course we need to put something at the top of the stairs to stop me from falling off the top of the stairs as well. Right, so at least we managed to get something sorted, and that is the water. We now have actual running water in this base. At some point I want to put in some bookshelves. I want to grab an electrical oven, like I said. Right, but it largely depends on what is. I think this wall here, I need to be on this side to put another wall on it, whereas this one I think I can actually put it on from this side. And if I can, then I can do that one as well, because I missed that one. Look at that, it's rubbish. That one, brick walls. Carpentry. We need to put a wooden wall craftsman. Okay, that's good, we're on this side. And that one, we can do it on that side as well. And that one, so at that point I was hoping he wasn't going to go up the stairs and jump off. Leap of faith. Alright, let's do a fence. Let's do one there. And one there. Alright, so we now officially, kind of, maybe, locked in. How what we got left? We ain't got anything left, so we need to let's get the baseball bat out, get the pipe wrench in the old backpack, grab some food. Now I did drop some food here and bits and pieces there that I could just eat previously. Now we've actually got running water. Now this is more of a stop-off base than anything, but I can actually build it up if I wanted to. So, we need an axe. We need to cut down some trees. And cunningly enough, I brought axes with me. Now I do have a problem in that this character will get exerted quickly. So if the zombies come, I'm just going to have to walk away and drop anything that's keeping me overweight, or stopping me from being able to run away, basically. Alright, so let's go here, let's go there, let's go max, let's go craft. Because one of the things I do need to do is extend this, put fencing around the top bit as well so you don't fall off of that, because if you fall one, for some reason if you fall one story you die, which is what happened to both of Super's characters and my character. And I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually going to put the walls at the top of the stairs again, so that you can't deliberately just run over them and die horribly. I also want to, if I've remembered to bring or got some garbage bags, I want to add another water barrel for washing in. Right, so that will do. Just I need to pick up some nails. I was going to say, I was given some beef look. Right, so carpentry, wooden frame, just there, one just there. Now I know for a fact that I can put a wall there. And I should be able to do that one as well. Right, good. Alright, so now I can go up and down the stairs without having to worry of falling off. So what I might do is just build a wall along there as well. I might just do fences. I don't know, because this is the top. Even though I've gone up a carpentry level, my character is not producing particularly good fences. You can see I've done a little bit of deforestation here to get this base up and running in the first place. And I'm quite pleased with my character how well he's doing, considering that he's had to cut down trees and he's cutting up wood. Even though he's overburdened most of the time. And there's the opportunity for, because we've got some large branches here, we can also craft stuff. And the stones, we can nap things and generally live off grid. How much experience is he getting for this? He's actually doing really well. He's getting decent XP from it, and that's because he's got the read the book and he's got the crafty skill, which gives him the extra bonus. That's why he has a 125% XP boost, and that's from the crafty skill. And then he gets the multiplier from the book on that as well, which is 8 at this level. So it is good. In fact, I might actually bring because it's the generator isn't connected in, I might actually bring that up here as well, just for ease of use, I think. It's getting 100 XP per fence, that's nice. Okay, so that's not doing too bad. Let's go grab the Jenny. And then we can just use this area as a storage area, because it's a little bit sort of tucked away there. So I'm going to put the generator here. Now it did actually give me the option to connect to the generator. I don't have anything electrical yet, but I can still connect it. And I have electrical 2, and obviously I've read the magazine, so that's good. Let's grab the fuel can, which is empty because I didn't fill it up. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, that's something that we can do. Oh, there's one. I actually got one full. There we go. I knew I'd done it. I did it in Moldra, didn't I? So we can tank up our now connected generator. And then we can consider getting an electric oven. Right, let's actually drop the can there, and there we go. Next thing to do is to get more wood. Now, I feel doing this side rather than that side is better. Now, you're probably going to think that's stupid, but there's less likely to be zombies from this side. If that makes any sense to anyone other than myself. So, note to self, always build in your door frames. Because if you don't, bad things happen to your floors and your ceilings. Plus, with a bit of luck, this is helping the strength of this character. I'm actually going to grab as many logs as I can. I could probably only grab... I can grab 4. I'm going to take them upstairs and use them upstairs. Saw them upstairs as well. And once I've got in... I think if I put these up here... I can also start taking this food upstairs as well. Yes, I just saw my other body because my character did die here twice. From the same problem. So, last week, my character fell off of this corner. Which is why he's dead underneath here. Whereas, because that bit that we saw earlier, which was covering over the where I could see, there was actually a gap here. Or here, I can't remember which part it was, but I fell through that and fell to my death. So I have died from falling twice, which is extremely infuriating. So as you may see, there's the first body. And if we just go underneath the shack, there's the other. Like I say, extremely disappointing. I think there should be enough there, but I want more so that I can basically build some storage in. And I also want to pick up some of the large branches as well, so that I can continue building up my carving. So things like the tree branches and the big branches, which are around here. I know I've seen them. Now, large branch. And I can hopefully use those for carving things up. Right, let's pick up some of this stuff as well. Oh, there's a gorgeous phone. That's nice. We'll start putting those sort of things in the storage that we do have, which is under the sink. You notice that I haven't got anything here that isn't already a that doesn't have the word fresh written on it. If it doesn't have the word fresh written on it, then it doesn't go off. So milk doesn't go off ever. It just stays in the bottle. Getting rid of some of the bits that I don't need, like the power bar. All the electric goods that can go back to the rosewood base to my electrician, who can then craft things from it. Pepper, peanut, oregano, marmalade. So there's food to keep us going. The rope can go under the sink. And the electric wire can go in the back of the van. And then I'm going to sit in the van because my character is hideously exhausted from carrying the log, which needs to go upstairs. Yeah. There we go. Now I'm less overexerted. My character's getting his breath back. Now the van is the safest place to sit at the moment because if a zombie comes along, I've got the opportunity to just turn the engine over and go away. Alright, do we have the fluid bottles still in the back of the van? We've still got plenty of food. Still got 12 planks, that's handy. Forgot about those. Sledgehammer. So what we'll do is we'll get the 12 planks in. And I'm not particularly worried about doorknobs and things like that, because it's inevitable that we will end up going back to the Rosewood base so that I can read more books, because that's where all our books are. Because I'm not getting any additional experience from carving, because I don't have the level 5 carving book. And once I get through this in carpentry, I'll need to read the level 4-5 book for that. I'm considering doing tailoring with this character. Tailoring is useful. It gives you the ability to... I'm just going to move the vehicle. In fact, what I'll do is, whilst I'm thinking about it and it's in my head, I'm going to go and find an oven. It's based on the assumption that I can actually pick it up and bring it with me and then install it successfully. Right. And of course this largely depends on whether or not I come across a load of zombies. Because if I come across a load of zombies, I can't fight them. Not with this character. Well, I could, it would just be an unnatural disaster. So we're going to be looking in, not in there or in here, because that place doesn't have ovens, but these areas might. Now there is, if we go through here and go upstairs, some apartments, and there's an oven there, we might grab that. The magical woodland. We're not interested in magical woodlands. We'll dump that on the floor though. I'd like to know where all of this mess comes from. I know some of that's probably me just dumping stuff, but... Right, can we pick that up? Do we believe? No, I need electrical 3. I need my electrical character for that. The danger in your bed. Okay, well that's semi-annoying. See, there's a bookcase there with a load of trash in it. So if things go hideously wrong, there's at least 2 ovens there that we can snag. Let's see if we can grab some more food. Rotten egg carton, move that to 4. Foil, rotten buns. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier. Some of these shelves are restocking and some aren't. So the middle 2 aren't restocking. The one on the end here isn't restocking. It's just all bizarre, isn't it? Chives, let's take the chives. tissues, they can go on the floor. More tissues. Sage, dried. More tissues. What is it with with all the tissues in this game? What's going on? And again, the shelves out the back here, they're not restocking either. What was in there? Did I actually see what was in there? Oh, that's a can of pop, that's fine. They don't have anything in. See, again, these aren't restocking except for this one in the middle. Let's take that, whereas these seem to be having some success. That's just weird. Oh, okay, at least we know where we are. We need electrical 3 minimum to pick up the oven. I have no idea why this trash is accumulating. But let's actually go for a quick raid in the supermarket. Because my character is actually complaining about food. I don't think you can specifically eat dried chives, but you can eat Nova candy. There we go. Let's have some of that. So lots of rotten food. What we're specifically after is not light bulbs, oddly enough. I'm probably going to need things like frying pans. So I'm going to grab one. And the kitchen knife. The rest I don't care about. Again, not particularly worried. Because I already have lots of food. Now I did see cans. Tuna. Garlic powder. The needle could be useful. That could be useful. Might pick up a bin. Because we're still going to need to throw stuff away. Grab all the sauces. Nothing really there that I want, but if you get kind of desperate. I don't kind of like where this is at the minute because I can't see what's going on. The ranch that we just picked up we will have to eat. We'll take the caramel candies, the granola, move everything else to floor. With a rubber ducky! Take all of that. I just saw dried apricots. Now I don't use things like... I'll take those though. I don't tend to use like the dried beans and the kidney beans and things like that. Right, okay, so now we're in a bit of a problem. Because I can actually outpace the zombie, which is good. And I can run away at high speed. Huzzah! I feel that was successful as raids go. Because I'm overweight, because my character's also decided that they're going to be hungry as well. Fighting that zombie just wasn't going to be a thing. Right, so I feel we've done all right with this base. We've actually got it up and running. The only thing we're missing now is, because we've got electricity, we've got water, the only thing we're missing, of course, is now the ability to cook stuff. Actually, notice I've actually got a can opener. Right, so let's just eat the ranch, because that says fresh on it, which means it's going to go rotten. So we got no real place for it in our kitchen, per se. We only want stuff that isn't going to go off. Needle, the kitchen knife, the frying pan, that can all go in the other unit. Along with the pipe wrench, because I don't need it anymore until we move on to the next area. And I'm going to keep the lighter about my person, and I need to fill up my drink. So I have drink. There we go. Right, so that's what I'm going to do with Van Crafty for the moment. We're going to leave him there. And then we're going to get on as Van Melee. We're going to go raid the shoppy. The oldie shoppy. And then we're going to go and take a look at the refugee camp. The bit that I've not been looking forward to. Hey, Beer Bra, how you doing? Welcome back. To your good health. And everyone else who's watching. Now, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Supports my channel and costs absolutely nothing. Nothing, I tell you. Right, so what have we got? We have a baseball bat in hand, which is looking extremely bad condition. That's going to break the next time we try and use it. We've got plenty of food by the looks of it, though. Ah, okay, we have a video, which we can put in the wardrobe. Value Tech walkie-talkie, which can go upstairs and be dismantled for electricery. But I think we've got plenty of everything. We've got food. Let's just top up. Or make sure we're topped up. Now, we do actually have several of those bottles. So we've actually got enough. I've got a spare baseball bat. Let's take a look at what we've got in the car. I think I'll be using the 4x4 today. Which means I need to make sure that we've got plenty of baseball bats. I'm going to go with no on that front. For some reason we've got magazines. So we'll take the magazines. We've also got a spare jack, which we don't need. We've got an extractor hood, which I was actually going to put in the Moldra base. As odd as that sounds. And club hammers. Now, Super was talking about needing club hammers. I'm going to leave a jack in there. Get rid of the bits and pieces that we've got. The extractor hood, I'm just going to... Why has it done that? Just going to drop that there. Okay, I'll leave it in the back of the other van, because it's asking me to place it, and I don't want to place it. And there's no room in the back of the van. Obviously, something's happened to this van whilst I've not been near it. I can see the bloodstains on the back. Someone's been using it as a battering ram. So what's happened is it had more than 120 storage in it. It's been used as a battering ram. That amount of storage has decreased. So it's now sort of over its limit because its limit is 105. So we're going to take the metal baseball bats out. And we'll drop the large branches on the floor because we don't need all those large branches. And then we can put the extractor hood in. And then at some point I will get on as my mechanic welder character. Alright, so we've got some baseball bats in the back of this vehicle. We will need more. Let's get rid of some of the rubbish that we've got. Club hammers that Super's going to need. Bucket that we can just dump there. I think this is missing its jack. Yes, it is. Going to put these club hammers over here for Super. I think I've actually got Welder Monthly March because that's the one that gives you the ability to cut sheets and weld them together. So it's just... Why is there a tin can in here? Welder Monthly. There is Welder Monthly March. Welder Monthly March. Got it. So I just haven't read it. So I think it actually goes in the top one along with all the other rubbish. Or I can just drop it on the floor, that'll be fine. And then there's tin cans over here, I think, somewhere. I'm just going to drop it there. Okay, let's grab a few more baseball bats because I get the feeling I'm going to need them. Let's grab that many. I'm feeling good about 6 baseball bats and 3 others as backup. Now, one of the things I could do, I suppose, is I could actually put nails through and create a spiky baseball bat. I think that does a little bit extra damage. Should I, shouldn't I? Nails, let's grab some nails and let's go that one. Can I actually do anything? Do I need... Oh, you need to be a carpentry level 1. There we go. And I don't have that, oddly enough. Carpentry, there we go. And we don't have any videos for me to learn, which is kind of the problem with, again, this comes back down to having shelving respawn and restock. Just going to put those in the back anyway, along with, I'm going to keep 1. Actually, I'll keep 2 in my inventory. I'll keep more in the back of the car. That way, am I overloaded? I'm overloaded. Okay. So we will put them in my... I can't even put them in my backpack either. Okay. Just the one there, Mrs. Wembley? Just the one it is. Well, let's grab something to eat before we go. And then we'll head down to the refugee camp. Oh, dear. I saw some salami slices. There we go. We'll just grab all of them, and when they thaw out, we'll eat them. one of the things I can also do is turn the light out. That will save our generator a little bit. Because if our generator isn't actually being used, it uses much less fuel. So we'll actually have a look at the generator info. It's powering a fridge and the generator itself, which is fine. It's not... Oh, and these lights apparently. Even though it's not mentioning those. Right, okay. I'm going to say this 4x4 is in much better condition. It fails to start. Now, the one problem with the 4x4 is you can't access the boot while you're driving. Unlike the vans and the step vans. I think you can even access the back in the pickups as well. And I've not learnt to drive either. Now, because this character doesn't have the Sunday driver trait, they can actually drive at full speed, so getting down to Westpoint should be a much quicker experience. I would have thought that that would have been unfrozen by now. So let's eat some jerky. I'm going to clear these guys up because they're annoying me. Plus, I think it means I can get rid of my baseball bat. Not exactly twins, but they're wearing similar clothing. They've got different haircuts. And one of them changed clothes after they died. That's another problem that we've come across. They were both wearing pink. Now one of them's wearing a white shirt. Whereas this one is also pinkish. That way, by the time I come back, they won't be milling around in the middle of the road. Whew. What can I say? Thank God it's Sunday and I've run out of beef. I was going to say, let's just have another piece of beef, in which case I will revert to the Morrison Salt and Vinegar 12s. There we go. That's what I'm eating today. Slow down so I don't go panelling into the cars and the wrecks that are still here. And because I've taken the time to move a lot of the wrecks out of the way, I can just go full pelt. I know there's one just there. Perhaps I just ought to move it, just for the sake of it. Apparently I'm not close enough. Or in that case... Why can I not? Okay, fine, we won't bother. It doesn't like that wreck for whatever reason. Alright, so we'll bypass the bridge base where Van Crafty was and go all the way to the military checkpoint. Again, I'm just going to clear these, like these minority of zombies out. Now, there used to be a mechanic that if you didn't wait for the car door to shut properly, the zombies could still attack you. Because basically you're driving along with the door open. Which I always thought was a bit weird. Because you always heard the door shut. But you needed to wait for it to shut twice. Right, so we're now on the north end of Muldra. Avoided that one, just saw that loom out of the darkness. And it's the 6th of December in game. Backwards American style. It says the month first for some unknown reason. Okay. So one of the things that I'm currently working on in another game is I've started work on another playthrough of Star Rupture, and I'm doing a specific sort of like base build in that one. I will be releasing videos for that during the week. I've got a couple made up, so I will be doing those. Just to show, and it's basically just to show some base building tips and see whether I can improve upon my previous iterations of base building. Because one of them used a round robin approach, which worked but was extraordinarily slow. And then there was the second base, which was so spread out. And it had bases just wherever there was a deposit of anything, there was a base there. And it just didn't really work. Everything was sort of like started getting messy with cargo dispatchers and cargo receivers, and it was just a mess. So I'm going to try and keep the base compact so I can actually defend it to some degree. And get the majority of my manufacturing in one place. At least that's the plan. Whether it pans out or not is kind of something completely different. Okay, so there's these 3 zombies. So anyway, look out for those, or they'll be coming during the week. Let's take on these guys who are just milling around. Oh, right, okay, so there's more than just a couple. There was, in fact, a load. So we will take care of them. Because we're a caring, sharing kind of person. That's what we're like. We care for the zombies in this game and their complete demise. And they're just ambling out of the woods, aimlessly. So Clive Sinclair there. And there is yet another one. Digital watch, because we need the electronics. Now, where did these guys think they were going exactly? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? I did see a digital watch just there, which we're going to put on the floor. Pick that up at a later date when as we need it. Right, okay. Is that everybody? Anyone else? I think that could be it. And that's a go, as the old saying says. As our old friend Mario has always said. It's me, it's Mario. Let's go. Okay, past American Tire, which is the entrance or the eastern entrance to Westpoint. This is where we left Ven Crafty in our little hut. We can get across the bridge. And hopefully by the time we actually get to the refugee camp and we start clearing that out, we can then it will be daylight. Now I'm kind of fed up of meeting these cars, so let's also do some Why can't I attach them? Have they added a new mechanic into the game? Did I also just see a zombie? No, it's a tree. Do I need a rope or something now? Or a specific thing to tow cars? Like a tow rope or something? Not sure. Right, so there's the petrol station we came across, and we had a good fight there. This is the strip club, which still has a few zombies in it, just milling around. I'm going to avoid these for the time being. Maybe I should actually clear them up, because there seems to be a few now. There's that weird thing on the floor, whatever that is. So we might do that on the way back or during the week, because I'm more interested in clearing out the refugee camp. And they are actually falling over the barriers now. Last week they weren't falling over the barriers. Well, quite right, Chubby. It's one of them things. Right, so this is the sports car. Now, it doesn't look in great condition, and to be fair, it's not. There is just one thing I wanted to check out. Does it have all of its wheels? No, it's missing a rear tyre. That's why it's moving so badly. Which is weird, because I'm pretty sure... Now that explains why it doesn't move particularly well. That's a backpack. So we could fix that up. First off, I want to get rid of these guys. So we need a tyre for it. That's interesting. Because there wasn't one laying at the side of the road. I've got to keep my wits about me, because I wonder if we can whip one off of these cars here. See, they seem to be walking around these barriers, whereas the other barriers earlier on, they were full tripping over them left, right and centre, which was kind of what they was used to do. Oh, and he's just done exactly that. Maybe it's simply a case of they never actually saw me. Oh, that was the wrong thing to do. What a surprise. Let's eat some slices of salami. There we go. Now that they've finally decided to be unfrozen. Right, let's just go take a quick look. Let's back it up and see what kind of tyres we actually need. See if we can actually snag some off of that. Those ones just there. But that explains why it's not working particularly well. So if we take a look at that one, it just says tyre sports. Okay, so we need to find a sports tyre. Let's hope it stays on, unlike the one on my van at the start of the game. Now, I don't think any of these down here are sports cars. No, but there are some pickups. What is this place? There's some zombies migrating. Let's check these vehicles out. Leather coat off, because we're going to pick those up at some point. And be very wary of what's approaching from behind. Okay, not great. Still not great. Repairable. This kind of looks like a bus station of sorts. Maybe. Ooh, 25%. Although that one is in very good condition indeed. And of course you can't get in it. Zombies everywhere. That just walk through the furniture. Gee whiz, thanks for that. Right, okay. Just shut the door, I'm not interested. Yes, this does kind of look like a bus terminal, doesn't it, really? What is that? Oh, it looks like a wall-mounted thing. Alright, so let's dive out here. Check out that, check out that, nothing there. So at least this, I'm not quite sure what colour you call that, but at least that pickup's in good nick. Oh, okay, that was a bit few more I was anticipating, but there is worse to come. Some sort of diner. Toys R Us mini walkie-talkie. I don't think there's anything worth checking, anything in here worth worrying about. Yeah, there's nothing in here, so boo hiss. Well, at least we've checked it out. Just wondering where I'm going to get a sports car tyre from. Because I haven't seen any other... Oh dear, oh god. Let's start with this guy down there. Guy with a duffel bag. Medical duffel bag, I might add. Now this is where the vehicle was. Because that briefcase is on the floor where my feet are now. Come on. There's the double hit, the multi-hit coming into play. And we're good. So there's the briefcase, which has just money and stocks and shares in it. Digital watch, leather coat onto the floor. Not interested in any of that. See, what was that? A bandau. Or a bandeau, however you pronounce it. There's the trauma bag. We'll put that on the floor. The trauma bag actually has some interesting bits in it. Tailoring mechanics, or water ration, a map of Westpoint, chips. It's actually worth picking up. Well, if we can fit it in the car somewhere, that would be good. If it goes in the boot, it doesn't go in the boot. So maybe we can put it on a back seat or something. Because we might actually need some of them books, I don't know. Some of them are probably rubbish. Alright, put that in there. Why I couldn't do that on the sidebar, I don't know. Right, let's sort these few out. Because the more I deal with today, the less I have to deal with tomorrow. Ooh! There's a few, look! Just clustered against the side of the road. For some reason. Plus, of course, the more I deal with this particular character before we get to the refugee camp, the more likelihood it is he's going to go up in strength and ability. So he finds it easier to take down zombies, because we got to the point last week when we went up a little bit in skill. he was practically one-hitting most of the zombies that he come across. But because he died horribly. I had to recreate him. So I'm kind of building him up again. What is that? What is that I've just driven past? That I've not seen before? POIs of interest, that's all I can say. I mean, even if I just drive through, just have a look what it is. It looks like it's like a service station. There's like a petrol sign on that thing there. And I suspect that's exactly what it is. Yeah, there's petrol there. And a few other bits and bobs. Like a motel type-ish setup, I guess. It's interesting, if nothing else. Again, never seen it before. Been playing this game for years. And since Build 42's added an awful lot of stuff in terms of like real estate on the map, including increases in the map as well. Again, there was something back there as well that I've just driven past. It was just on the corner. I just saw the concrete look. And unfortunately, I've also attracted the attention of some zombies, so I'm going to get out and deal with them. You've got something sticking out. There's something approaching from my right. I can see the trees rustling. It's the checkered ladies. Now, we've actually, because we're in the 4x4, we could actually go and check that out. Let's go. Or we could just hop foot it because it's not too far away. Nope. I've not even heard of that. Chubby. Although I have heard of Tactical Brit, who plays a lot of first-person shooters, and the Westie and Stoddy and Jack Frags. I've heard of that crew. I've also heard of the Spiffing Brit. Absolutely love his videos. Exploiting Skyrim for everything it's worth. Okay, this looks like a desolate mess. Not entirely sure what that is, and I'm not entirely sure I want to stay. Come to visit, you don't come to stay. Plus, we've got a refugee camp which needs our attention. $300,000 kills. That's unreal. That's a good score. Is that with guns or melee? No, I think we're actually at the checkpoint. What we can do is we can actually weave our way through the woods a little bit. It's that car on the end that's the problem. Right, so we did clean out the checkpoint quite a bit last week. We took down so many zombies, it was unreal. I can't quite remember what happened to my character and why he died. I think he fell off. I think he's one of the dead characters that fell off of the bridge. The bridge base. Or was it Crafty? I can't remember. Thank you for your service and your clothes. What is this? Is this just the mess that I left behind last week? Of varying bits and bobs that... Yep, it is. Right, so this is the military checkpoint. The military checkpoint is usually the best place to find any military equipment, funnily enough, that you might want, including hard hats and guns and odds and sods. I get the feeling there's something else there other than me, so I'm just going to step away. If the trees twitch, you're not alone. And it's usually in these tents or in the varying bits and pieces. Because steel sheets, why have you got steel sheets there? Right, so in the foot lockers, you've got military cases, canteens. So it's worth checking all of those out. Dried meat stick. Yeah, we'll take a dried meat stick. We love sunglasses if you really want them. Military pants, poncho, sleeping bag packed. Reloading. T-shirts. Nothing. Reloading again. Combination of holsters. But it's checking out these tents and finding gear in the tents, really. And there's like a Jenny, if we needed Jenny. In fact, this place and the refugee camp are some of the best places to find generators. If I got a can opener, I think I do. I think I have several. In fact, I've got one of those. It's also a really good place to find a ton of zombies. A beret. Military green camo. Another water canteen. Sleeping bags. Tents. CD players. Watches. Flashlights. What's the difference between a military watch and a normal watch? Why does a normal watch give me more? Can I just wear the military one on my right hand? I'm just flashy because I'm wearing two watches. For no apparent reason other than I can. Okay. Can also pick up some lights, look, if I wanted some more lights. What was that? Tin cans. Okay, fine. Now, it's not a great place to find food, apparently. So, let's eat some more jerky. There we go. Hello. Right, let's check out the other... This bit just here. Why are you just ambling around? Alright, so it's this bit up here in the corner where these tables are. Is where all the gun stores are. Now, I think I checked this out last week and there was nothing here. Again, it's like, why... I mean, all that loot that we've just seen is loose loot on the floor. These are not restocking. That one is. So let's move the stuff to the floor. The flashlight is. But nothing else. That is unreal. It's the mess tent. So there's another generator that we could nick. Metal sheets for some reason. Planks. Okay. I don't really like the look of that. Or him. And he missed. That was close. I'm going to say that was close. He almost got me. Because I was too busy scoping out all of that misery down there. Look at it. No idea what that is. And then we've got this lady in a dress here for some reason. She's in a dress in a military camp. Lots of these angled flashlights about. Oh, this is so disappointing. Bulletproof vest, that's nice. At least. There's a walkie-talkie just there by the looks of it, a US Army walkie-talkie. Which we can only pick up by doing that. For some reason. Or we can't just grab it off the floor. And that's because it's a placed item, basically. I did just see that zombie. Or was it a tree? It's a tree. It's another something or another, is that? It's another military walkie-talkie. Get out of the tent, you idiot. Right, so I think we've established that there's not a great deal of loot here, which is extremely disappointing. At least there's some bits that are... And whether they restock or not is another thing entirely. It's another Jenny. Let's check out the hospital tent. Well, at least there's some medical supplies. But not many medical supplies. Most of the bits and pieces that I've found here have been taken off of the military personnel that I've killed. Yeah, that would be so bad if you... I mean, even if you take the time to develop one character and then you get it up to level 10. I mean, a bit like... I mean, Vencrafter, he has been leveled up in carving several times. And mechanics. And I was just working on welding when he just fell to his doom. Thanks to bad graphical stuff. Stand on top of her. Take her out. Take him out. Fillet knife on the floor because fillet knives are useful. Carving force. There's a Some rats diving for cover. And this is where the fun begins. And when I say fun, I mean no fun whatsoever. I'm just going to shut the gates just for a little bit of safety. And that's nothing compared to what I'm about to face down. Again, there's another Jenny there. And there's generators up there as well. So wherever you tend to see one of these yellow light clusters, you tend to see a generator. Alright, but let's see if we can start clearing out this misery. Okay, so another lady in a refugee camp in what can only be described as formal evening wear. Take him out. I can hear a window licker. Let's make a hasty retreat because my baseball bat just broke. Yay! So I need to grab a couple. I also need to wear my dust mask. One in there. And one in there. Hopefully that doesn't overload me, which it has done. Walkie-talkie goes in, and that stops me from being overloaded. Yay! And let's have back at it. You try and break through that. And if you actually manage it, I'll be impressed. Could take him a few years. Hey, hello. Cheeky chappy. Coming at me from the woods. How dare you, sir? No, I don't generally bother repairing bats purely because Van Crafty can just make them. And it's easy enough to make them. You just cut down enough trees, get a large branch, and then just get Van Crafty to craft one from a large branch. Oh, it's getting dark. Right, so far, this has been manageable. I'm going to take care of this guy down the bottom. Oh dear, there's more than a few. Okay, so let's just back it up to here. Because things are about to get freaky. Sarah Connor coming. There you go. Tell the T800. T1000, whatever it is. I think it was the T800 was Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator number, wasn't it? And he's got some shin pads. Crafted shin pad by the looks of it, or bandage on. radio. I could use the radio because I need the electronic parts. Hello? I'm over here. I need to keep an eye on my health because last time, oh yeah, that was it. I died because I got a fever or something because I was outside for too long in the cold, which was completely unexpected. Yeah, it's like they heard me, chubby. It's like, yes, this is totally manageable, and then you get swarmed. Oh, that's in good. Long blunt's gone up. That means I'm now doing better with long blunt weapons. What I actually need to do is eat a grenade. I'm going to eat the high. And then take down the next C. Right, homemade backpack alert. Oh no, it's just a weird funny pink. Was there anything in the backpack? Will I get to find out? No, no, there wasn't. The backpack had a handheld game console, which we'll take. A toy plane, which we don't care about. So far, it's not been too bad. And I do mean not too bad. Especially when zombies tend to just, ignore you. Alright, so there's a barbecue there. Let's give it a quick shot over here. Come on, let's see if we can attract a few more Z's. Oh, yeah, that was probably a mistake. Oh well, it happens. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. They are still coming as individuals. There's another backpack geezer. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And it's another backpack with not much in it. Now, it is kind of important, I guess, to drag them out from the sides. That way, once you've sort of cleared out the sides, you're not going to have to do it again. At least you're not going to suffer quite so much later on. As you can see here, you've got a barbecue with a propane tank. You've got a light, like I said, with a Jenny on it. Zazzy! Dude! Welcome to the channel. You've caught my live stream. I've just seen you messaging, mate. And there's at least 1, 2, 3 radios that I've seen. People listening to the broadcasts for the, the pandemic and all the rest of it. Oh, I whiffed that one. Okay. I'll just get myself into a position where I can safely read Zazzy's message. So, Zazzy's one of our friends from America who's also a frequent member to the Fragland Collective. An honorary member. Hopefully we'll be seeing him at some point over here in the UK. Right, okay, so... yeah, absolutely. Right, so there's a gas tank there, propane tank there, at least 3 radios. November! November is the party. Right, so let's move forward. Because we still haven't hit the fun bit yet. But we are getting closer. Alright, so there's a barbecue. Not a gas barbecue, so it won't have a gas tank on it. There's another generator. Your cat hates you, Zaz. You know this. Maybe that's just cats in general. My dog likes whacking me with his tail. And taking up space on the bed where I sleep generally. Way, where did you come from, lady? Okay. Yeah, normally it's those outlying times when they're not. Let's take off the leather coat for later on. Can't see any Z's. There's one that I might need to be careful of. And these 2 over here, which have taken an interest. So we'll take care of them. Where did he come from? I didn't see him running about. Maybe it did. Burger Shack. Now my character's hungry again. Let's eat some dehydrated meat stick. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I've renamed any of the ships in my... in Elite Dangerous. So we're actually planning, as the Fragland crew, to have an Elite Dangerous night. Because we haven't played it for so long. I last played it and did videos for it, which are in the channel, for Odyssey, when Odyssey was released. And I did some tutorial videos on how to get around without a ship, so that you can do on-foot missions. Hey, there we go. And another baseball bat bites the dust. As I said to Chubby earlier, I don't care about repairing baseball bats because Ven Crafty can just make them. You basically can just take a large branch and carve it into a baseball bat. And it just means cutting down some trees, and the trees regrow, so don't really care. Quick look, make sure I'm in no immediate danger. Leather coat on the floor. Digital watch on the floor. Right, my character's got the queasy, not feeling too good. I think that could be the problem with the winter. So I think I need to back off, get in my car. Let's turn the heater on. Turn the heater up. Now this is what happened last week. I completely missed this, and my character just died. Just started losing health. So it's not too bad at the moment, but it's because of the weather conditions. So I think that's as much as I can do here at the moment. So I'm going to back off. And it's now gone. And that could be brought on by the dead bodies. It could be brought on by the weather. I don't want to die again if I can help it from exposure. But again, it could be because of all the dead bodies that are around. So we've got this one just there. Let's just wallop it. There we go. Just turn the lights on. And there are a lot of dead bodies here. Let's be fair. Let's see if I can. I'm going to put my car here. I'll be trying to keep my eye out for that queasy moodlet again. Right, okay, so looks like there's a few around this burger shack. Not the love shack, the burger shack. I suppose from a realistic standpoint that's not possible because you still do get respawn zombies occasionally, plus they migrate from one place to another, and because the map is so big, I just don't think it's possible. Not without a lot of help, not without sort of like a mod that just kills all zombies everywhere, then oh dear, they're knackered. No, they're not in good condition. That's not fair. Give me cars that work. I'm actually going to stick to this side of the cars because I don't quite get the same queasy moodlet. If you check out the description, you should find that there is a map that you can look at which shows you the entire Build 42 map and all of the points of interest and just how big the map itself is. The play area is humongous. Oh, I've got the key to the Franklin. That's not good because I haven't hotwired it yet. So, to your good health, everybody. Going to move forward, move up to the burger van. Let's take on the ones from the side. Now the van, the car will attract zombies because the zombies are attracted to noise, obviously. So NEZs will be attracted by the vehicle. And this is where things start to get really interesting. As you can see, there's that massive horde up there. They haven't clocked the car yet, even though it was turning over. So I'm going to back up a bit. There's actually a couple of these behind me as well, so they've just appeared. So deal with those. Literally crawled out of the woodwork. Take care of them. And that one. Because I really don't want these guys turning up behind me when I'm trying to have a massive fight with this lot up here. Oh, God, which is going to be quite an interesting fight, to be honest. That's going to be a case of do it very carefully. Oh, I've got the bloody sick emoji again. Right, so this area is sort of reasonably clear, isn't it? Let's wait for the pukey emoji to go. And whilst we're safe in our car, if a zombie does approach, we can just drive away because the engine's turning over. Well, there it goes. It is brought on by the zombies rather than the weather. Now, you can also notice that there's varying different campfires around here, which you could pick up and make use of. There are logs, you can turn into firewood, you could put down a fire and just deal with the zombies by burning them, making them walk over the fire. What to do. Okay, so there are some Z's that have appeared from nowhere. Digit watch, leather coat on the floor. Right, so quick demonstration of combat. So if you get a zombie and you can knock it to the floor, you can stand on its chest. And if you stand on its chest, it can no longer attack you, leaving you free to attack and deal with a different zombie. So let's see if this works with this guy. So we can push him over. There, he's pushed over. Let's stand on his chest, deal with that one. The one underneath me can't attack because I'm standing on his chest, and I have all the time in the world that I need to deal with any other zombies like this one that's coming. If I'm out of breath, I can just stand here and wait, or I can just take care of it. Like so. No? So, Combat 101. Now, that also applies, which you may find quite interesting. What is that woman wearing? Is if another zombie is standing on top of another zombie, they still can't get up. She looked like she had something sticking out of her face. Okay. Again with the moodlet. The queasy moodlet. The queasy moodlet is like, no, my least favourite. Okay. I think until these bodies have gone, there's not much else we can really do. Because the bodies will degrade in the next few days or so, and then we can come back and we can continue clearing this nightmare out. The other alternative is I could drive past them and from there maybe take them from the other side. At least then I've got like a clean area which I can fight them in. What's the time? It's 3:30 already. Good grief. Yeah, maybe that wasn't the best idea. At least they're literally coming out the woodwork. You can see just how many there are. bring them down here a little bit more. There's just so many. I will come back next week and deal with them, I think. Because I'm kind of worried about the health of my character, and it's like these moodlets that have been popping up. Because like last week I died from the sick emoji that's currently there, the queasy. I don't want that to happen again. Now, that was probably because he'd been spent at least 3 days fighting in the rain. Because he's an absolute goddamn war hero, as Harry would say. But I also don't want to risk it, so I don't have to keep building up characters again and again and again. So I'm going to head back to Westpoint. Whoop. Let's go around that one. We have done some work here, and it's not as much as I wanted to, but I think for reasons of safety, let's clear these guys out as we're here and we have the combat abilities to do so. Yeah, I just saw that one crawling out of the woods. Let's try and gather them up, get them in a line. Yeah, I just saw that other one to my down at the bottom of the screen. A police officer? Tactical walkie-talkie, thank you very much. Okay, I will take it into the other inventory and I will run away quickly. For some reason I could not pick that up. This is another bug that we've seen. Daylight's turning up. Whiffed it. Any more? Okay. Right, this police officer, where was he? There he is. He's going to take the tactical walkie-talkie. Well, now I can take it off of him. Again with the queasy emoji. Deal with them when I come back. So I also need to find a tyre for that sports car and bring it down at some point. Roller Coaster Tycoon. There's a game I haven't heard from for a long time. Used to play Theme Park back in the day and that sort of thing as well. Well, I mean, it literally is a case of like if you check out the map, the sheer size of it, and it's always a case of I don't think it matters just how many Z's you kill. There will be a certain element of respawns involved. Just so that the threat is always there, if you see what I mean. Right, so again, what kind of... I just need a sports car tyre, don't I, for this? And then I might be able to get it towed back to the base. Although so much of this is ruined. I can actually fix it. That's the annoying part. Item tyre, old. Vehicle type, sports, and the tyres are in bad condition. It really needs a couple of tyres. It's got like a 14% there. Wasn't anything in the boot other than a load of old rubbish. So yeah, we can rebuild it. And I did just see a zombie. In other words, have that, matey. Right, so these guys weren't here before. This is definitely a respawn. Although it's not too much of a respawn. Oh. I was going to say, I might as well just take the bag, you know. Let's check these out. Can I actually do that? Ooh! Beta blockers of those. Plenty of other bits and pieces. The trauma bag itself has a fair bit of stuff in it, so if we just drop the trauma bag and then just take everything there and go put it in the trauma bag along with the stethoscope and the needle that I just picked up. The medical satchel can go in the back. Beta blockers in the trauma bag. I picked up a fair few bits and pieces like the adhesive. And I've got a lot of bandages, some antidepressants. Let's grab the trauma bag off the floor. We'll take that with us. Alright, let's see if we can actually... Let's just smash the window. And then get in this van. Swap the seat. Unlock. No, apparently I could have done that. Let's see what's in the back of this vehicle. Paint. Leather gloves, we'll have them. Tire iron, hose, nothing worth worrying about. This thing is bound to be red. Knackered. Of course it is. What else could it possibly be? Alright, let's actually get in the side of the car. And put that in the trauma bag in there. Right. Right, let's see if we can actually... Let's just smash the window. And then get in this van. Swap the seat. Unlock. Let's see if we can actually... Let's just smash the window. And then get in this van. Right. 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 Oh, interesting. I didn't notice that. Looks like I need to snag a window for my 4x4. Take care of those guys now. Yeah, go on then. I could be convinced. Now that particular window I could probably snag from just any knackered van as long as it's in reasonable condition. It's got to be better than, well, nothing. Come on. Now for that I'll need my mechanic character to fix it up for me. Oh God. So I'm getting some good one hits in. And every now and again you come across one that can just take it on the chin like a proper hero zombie. Put down all the useful stuff. Like I said, when it comes to it, I will come along and collect any of the leather jackets that I've just left laying around. Oh, there's a building site here. Oh God, this looks like it could be interesting. And when I say what I mean by interesting is a near-death, another near-death experience. Oh, that one didn't even target. It's still not targeting. How dare it. Okay, let's see what this building site has to offer. Other than more zombies to kill. Hello? Hello? Well, that was just rude. Excuse me? It's like, hi, I'm over here. He was a toughie as well. He's like at least 4 hits to go down. None whatsoever. It literally walked past me like I wasn't there. World's most belligerent zombie. It's like... Right, so what is this place? Is this the back of the strip joint? I'm going in the wrong. I can't remember where I parked my car. Ugh. Granola. You can see that the snow is getting in, covering over. It makes it actually really difficult to drive because you can't see the roads. Yeah, this is the strip joint. Let's give ourselves some room to scrap these guys. There isn't actually a sports car here. I seem to remember that black car being in reasonable condition in the corner. Yep, context menu, don't want that. Oh, actually, it looks like it could be a bit mangled. In fact, it's quite a bit mangled. Oh my god, the federal... see, when I played Elite Dangerous all those years ago, the biggest ship you could get was the Anaconda. Which is what I've got. I've got an Anaconda. Sitting in Everett, or Everett, however you like to pronounce it. Well, there's a lot more zombies here than I gave it credit for. I seem to remember there were still some on the inside. Yeah, I used to use the Anaconda as my pirate hunting vessel, so what I used to do is I'd go up to one of the asteroid belts and basically wait for a group of pirates to turn up, and then I'd kill the pirates for the bounty. Okay, so the box is full of not a lot. Okay, so there's a leather coat, a big... and another zombie. Of course, there's always another zombie. Or two. Was the name of this club Pong Position? Yep, yes it was. It's pretty mangled, as you expect, because the zombies go to town in places like this. at least you could find something in the bar. So we may find a notebook. A police deputy hat. We'll have that, thank you very much. Just because I'm weird. What was that? A tote bag, a disposable camera. But weirdly enough, nothing that actually looks like alcohol behind a bar. Nothing on the shelving. We will take the Value Tech radio. Right, let's check out upstairs. Right, lots of leather couches. To be expected, I guess. A rat. VIP rooms. But you still can't get a drink. Oh, hairdryer though. That will come in handy because we can again take it apart, use it for parts. Was there a bit in the middle? Oh wow, look at this. It's the control room where there's a gun safe. With nothing in it, of course. And this room, which is also open. And then up to the top, which actually there was. We get up here. Over here, another Value Tech radio. So we'll half-inch that as well. Which I don't seem to be able to pick up. From any square. Okay. Well, we'll leave that alone. And make our escape by found the dressing room, which has practically nothing in it. At least nothing worth talking about. Right, let's get back on the road. Yeah, so because I haven't played Elite Dangerous for so long, I fired it up the other day just to get it updated and make sure that it worked. And then I could not remember any of the keys. Because I always used to play it on keyboard. And I cannot for the life of me remember how to adjust everything. Right, so I'm going to drop in on American Tyre, which is just around the corner. See if I can find a sports car tyre. If not, I can always take a look at the one in Rosewood, because I don't think there is a tyre place in Muldra. Yeah, I've got to try and retrain myself with it. And take it easy, because I could not navigate any of the menus before either, like any of the screens. Sports vehicle. Okay. Now, there is actually a tyre on the floor here already, which is for a standard vehicle. There's a heavy duty vehicle, another standard vehicle, and nothing else by the looks of it. Yeah, I don't like going into the places where I can't actually see. Okay, there's a shop and a zombie. Let's open the door, and all of a sudden there's daylight. That's battery. Gas cans. More gas cans. Yeah, so I was thinking if we're going to get together in game and do something, then we all need to be in one place. Really? Yeah, I did manage to navigate or eventually navigate the galaxy to the galaxy screen, and then try and work out where the hell I am. I'm actually in a place called Russell Ring. So I'm not too far from Sol, so if I needed to get to Sol, then... Yeah, it's really weird. The system I'm in is Everate or something like that. Hopefully, because all of this stuff is here, if I drop it on the floor, it will restock. So we will then have more batteries and more parts and more magazines and... Fiberglass tape. I wonder if... One of the things that you can't do in this is repair glass. You can repair bodywork, and that's not too much of a problem. As long as you've got metal and welding skills. It's easy. Oh, right. This looks like a parts area, look. Any tyres? No, it's the usual rubbish. A couple of mufflers. Tyre for a regular heavy duty, so at least there are tyres about. Oh, this looks like it could be a bit more tasty. Hopefully we might find... or maybe we just have to come back. A box of candles, rope. performance tyre for a standard vehicle. Regular tyre. Gas cans. 2 tyres for standard vehicles. At least I know I'm coming for all of my car parts. This has loads. Well be worth actually dropping a Jenny down here, I guess. No, I'm at a tyre place. I'm at a car repair shop. But yeah, okay, not much upstairs to be honest. And here's a Z. That is a possibility, Zaz. Very much. Considering there's also chains and things like that there. Yeah, so it's a service station for cars, basically. I was hoping to find, called American Tyre. I was hoping to find a sports tyre. I guess I'll just have to wait. Alright, so whilst it's actually daylight, we'll eat another granola bar. Now, we were slightly set upon by zombies here. We didn't manage to finish raiding the place. Again, another generator here would be quite useful. Take them. Okay, let's see what else we can. Alright, so that's one of those dye bottles. In fact, there's several of those, which you can, if you empty them out, they carry 2 litres of water, which is really useful. So I'm going to snag those. Move everything else to the floor. There's a few bits and pieces there, but you can actually see here in the shelving at the back as well. Can always come back for all of this stuff at a later date. If I move it on the floor, then at least then it has the opportunity to restock. Now, there is a difference in the cans, of course, which we quite regularly talk about on this channel, is that some cans, they have like a ring pull mechanism, like so the canned corned beef does. And the tuna, I think the sardines definitely do. The tuna used to, I'm pretty sure. But it doesn't seem to do that anymore. But there were 3. That's actually quite a funny thought, actually, Zaz. I never really considered that as a pastime in a shop, riding on the floor buffers. Okay, so back to the nearest base, which is the floating bridge base. Here we go. Which is where we will find Ven Crafty. And for me, that is the end of the stream. I'm going to call it quits there, guys. So, thank you to everyone who's got on the chat. My good friend Zazzy, to Chubby Meal, Supertone, of course, and Bea Bauer. Thank you very much, guys, for getting on the chat. I greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Only takes a second, supports my channel, costs you nothing, and it means I can continue creating content. Anyway, I hope you have a good week, and I will catch you next week for another live stream. I will push out some videos on Star Rupture during the week as well. But until then, hope you have a wonderful week. It's goodbye from me. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.